Game day's here, I can hear the crowd. Turn on the lights, fans are cranked up and loud. Red or blue, we wear it proud. Yeah, we love our teams in this border town. Chiefs and Royals, Boo Mizzou, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Hear that drum pounding in your feet. Yeah, you're marching to the beat of KC.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? What is going on, Jayhawk Nation? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, college basketball is officially underway. It feels great. I was joking with some friends. It was just nice to hear the squeak of the tennis shoes on the basketball court, the dribbling of the basketball. It was just incredible. And really to see the Kansas Jayhawks go into the greatest arena in college basketball, Allen Fieldhouse, and absolutely decimate what is Green Bay. The Kansas Jayhawks would win 94-51. It was an incredible basketball game. Really a good way to kick off the season for the Kansas Jayhawks. I'm excited to really break this down and talk to you about this game as a whole. But before we really dive in, I want to provide you a little bit of details, some things that I think are pretty cool, and really some factual things that really stand out to me. This is the first time that Kansas and Green Bay are meeting for the first time in history. So really these two teams were able to battle it out and go for the first time ever. Now, another pretty cool stat, Kansas is number 19 in both the Associated Press and USA Today coaches poll entering the 2025-2026 season. This marks for Kansas the 34th consecutive season they've been ranked in the Associated Press, the AP, preseason poll. And since 2006-2007, this marks the 20th consecutive season Kansas has been ranked in the coaches poll. That's including this season. KU has been ranked in 34 of its last 35 coaches poll, a streak that started in 1991 and has continued to obviously 91 to 92 season. Now KU has now won, because of this win, 53 straight home openers, and that streak began 1973 to 74 under head coach Ted Owens, who we talked about in one of our videos. Owens won his final 10 home openers to start the streak. KU coaches Larry Brown, who was 5-0, and Roy Williams, 15-0, never lost a home opener, and Bill Self would really extend his streak to 23-0. Huge accomplishment for real. Now, Kansas head coach Bill Self is now 610 and 156. I updated that with this victory, entering his 23rd season at KU. Last season, Self became Kansas's all-time winningest coach, passing Phil Allen, who was 590 and 129 in 36 seasons on the KU sidelines. Self is entering his 33rd season overall with a 817 and 261 record. I updated that as well. He is the only one of three active coaches who have a career 800 wins. That's impressive, ladies and gentlemen. That's truly impressive, and really, I mean, just a statement from Bill Self. Now, really, this game, we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about this game. Ladies and gentlemen, there's two people I immediately want to highlight, Flory Bidunga and Darryn Peterson. Now, we understand that a big reason why Flory Bidunga returned to Kansas was because Darryn Peterson was coming to Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, the dynamic between those two tonight was just very impressive. Darryn Peterson played an impressive 22 minutes. Flory Bidunga played an impressive 25 minutes. And before we get too deep, we're going to talk about the starting five. So Flory Bidunga would start. Darryn Peterson, Melvin Council Jr., Trey White, and Cole Rosario were your starting five. Really, I mean, most of those guys averaged anywhere from 20 to 26 minutes, with Melvin Council getting majority of those minutes. Now we're going to kind of dive in and talk a little bit about the box score, and I think that's the significant thing that we're looking at here, because we knew that this game was going to get out of hand for Green Bay. There was just a huge mismatch disadvantage for them. I mean, there really was. You're talking about a premier ranked opponent versus a lesser opponent in Green Bay. And nothing against them. That's just how the start of basketball really goes. They do the same thing in college football. So what we saw tonight, the Kansas Jayhawks were able to shoot 17 of 29, 58.62% from the floor in the first half. They were unfortunately 3 of 14, only 21% from the three-point line. I do believe all of those threes came from Darryn Peterson. Now, one of the things that I focus on so much, and that's personally just my take, is the free throws. Getting to the line and being able to execute those free points because you're getting fouled. They went 11 of 12. They shot pretty much 92% from the free throw line, ladies and gentlemen. That's absolutely incredible. Now, overall, in the entire game, they would shoot 18 of 24, 75%. That's exactly what I said in my last video, stating that the Kansas Jayhawks need to maintain anywhere from a 75 to 80% free throw percentage in this entire season. They have to be able to do that because that's how their game has really transpired. They are more of a drive and kick, drive and really attack the basket, get fouled. It's a new way of playing for this Kansas Jayhawks, where in years past, we've really focused on getting it down low, dropping it to a big man. They still do that. They did that quite a bit tonight with Flory because of the mismatch disadvantage, but that's not the sole focus of their game. That's not how they're going to approach every single game. That's just how this one played out. Now back to Flory. Flory played 25 minutes, like we said. He was 9 of 11 from the floor. He shot 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds. Now, he did have 3 fouls, 1 assist, 3 blocks, and he had a career-high 23 points, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible, incredible night for Flory. Now, Darryn Peterson played 22 minutes with 7-11 from the floor. He did only shoot 3 of 7 from the three-point line. There were a few times where it felt like he forced the three-pointer. But, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, you're talking about the best college basketball player in the entire nation right now. So for him to just shoot is okay, in my opinion. He was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He did have 4 total rebounds, 1 personal foul, 3 assists. Those 3 assists, ladies and gentlemen, majority of those went to Flory. Holy smokes. There was an incredible, incredible showing for sure. His passes, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just the crispness, the ability to just lay it where it needs to go, and it was just beautiful. He would finish with 21 points. Darryn did unfortunately leave. It seemed like he really sat out the entire second half. I think he played just a little bit, but I don't know if he was dealing with some issues. He did go see the trainer, but Darryn would sit out majority of the second half. Now, Melvin Council Jr. played 26 minutes, was 4 of 5 from the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, with Melvin Council, one of the things I really want to focus on, it seems when he is playing, he's very precise. He's very consistent. And that's one of the things that I'm super excited to see as he continues to really evolve in a more bigger style of college basketball. He is just super crisp, super consistent. Again, 4 of 5 from the floor. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He's very good from the free throw line. He had 5 rebounds and contributed 10 points with 4 assists. I mean, that is a very solid outing for a guy who is learning to develop into what will be the Big 12 and a much, more competitive level of basketball. Trey White, 20 minutes, 4 of 7 from the floor. He had a few breakaways, some slams. I mean, the guy can throw it down, ladies and gentlemen. He was 1 of 3 from the three-point line. He did only have 1 offensive rebound, contributed 9 points, had 3 assists with 3 fouls. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things with Trey White I want to see a little bit more is he is 6'7". He is a bigger bodied, he's a thicker individual when it comes to, I mean, he's a jacked individual, ladies and gentlemen. So being able to be a little bit more physical, there's times where he looks and relies a little bit, in my opinion, on the 3. And, I would like to see him work a little bit more in the down low, down in the post a little bit at times. That may not necessarily be his game, but he can create a size mismatch on a few guys that he's going to be going against. So I'd like to see Trey get a little bit more physical on the post, just a little bit. In a market that never sleeps, one name rises above the rest. Lisa Miller from Dan Lynch Real Estate. Trusted by hundreds and recognized across the Midwest. She delivers results when it matters the most. With over 13 years of experience and licenses in both Kansas and Missouri, Lisa isn't just selling houses. She's helping you find a place to call home. Whether you are a first-time homebuyer looking to upsize or selling your current home, Lisa makes the process smooth and stress-free. As a local expert passionate about building lasting relationships, she ensures her clients feel confident and satisfied every step of the way. Don't wait, your perfect home is just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-369-3000 or visit lisamillersaleskc.com. But Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your next exciting chapter. And let her know the beat of KC, Lucas Murphy, sent you her way. Now, Cole Rosario, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a freshman that's learning how to play the college basketball game. You know, he excelled very well in high school. He excelled obviously in the circuit, but Cole is adapting to what college basketball is. He would have 20 minutes logged. He did only go 2 of 7 from the floor. He was 1 of 6 from 3. And his 3 ball is okay. It's just not going down. There are times where it would rim out. It just seems like unfortunate circumstances right now for Cole. He was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He did contribute 5 rebounds. He had 2 fouls, 3 assists, and would get 6 total points. Now, a guy that I'm going to continuously talk about in every single video that I do, and it's just because not only is he playing, but guys, it's just so impressive when he's on the floor, and that's Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller logged 16 minutes, was 3 of 5 from the 4. He was 1 of 2 from the 3. And I think, too, the fact that he's 6'10" and is extremely athletic. He had 5 rebounds. He only had 1 foul, 2 blocks, and contributed 7 points. There's still so much untapped potential with him. And I think he'll continue to get more playing time. I think, Bill Self still wanted to see, he knew that this game was going to be a mismatch. So he still wanted to see how different guys would line up, how they would go out there and play when Darryn Peterson wasn't on the floor, those types of things. And Bryson Tiller, I really am super impressed every time he takes the floor, ladies and gentlemen. Just a very athletic big and just contributes in so many different facets of what basketball is. Now, Jaden Dawson, 11 minutes, 1 of 5 from the 3. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 3 rebounds and contributed 5 points. And really kind of the rest, we're not going to go too much more in depth on some of these guys. It was nice to see Paul Mbaya get out there. He logged 9 minutes. A little bit later in the game, he was 1 of 4 from the free throw line, so we need to improve on that. He did contribute 4 rebounds. For a 7-footer and really getting only 9 minutes to get 4 rebounds, that's pretty solid. He did only contribute 1 point. But ladies and gentlemen, he's going to continue to develop. He's he's very athletic. That's one of the things I wanted to see. How he functions on the floor. Is he going to kind of run out of gas quick? And it doesn't appear that that's the case. It's just a learning curve for him. Again, similar to a guy, similar to multiple guys on this team. They're learning what it's like to play at a higher level of basketball. And I think, too, the aura of what Allen Fieldhouse provides, like, guys, there's just the environment. You're learning to play inside that arena. There's a lot of things that go into that. You would see guys like Jaden Dawson. You would see G Ngala. You would see Jamari McDowell logged about 11 minutes. You would see Samus Calderon got about 10 minutes. And Elmarco Jackson played 17 minutes. Really did not contribute, which I think is a little bit surprising to me, especially for logging 17 minutes. He only had 1 attempt from the floor. He was 0 for 1. He did, however, get 2 rebounds. He had 2 assists. Did not have any points, though, which was pretty interesting to me. It just seemed like he was out there. He just did not contribute a whole lot tonight. And really, that's kind of the box score for Kansas. Going against Green Bay, their first half, they only shot 9 of 26 from the floor. They were 34, roughly 35% from the floor. They were 3 of 12. They only shot 25% from the three-point line. And they had 6 of 10. They shot 60% from the free throw line. In total, this team that they faced, again, that's one thing that we really focused on with Bill Self. A lot of Bill Self's team, primary thing is being able to play defense. And again, I want to emphasize this was a lesser opponent coming into Allen Fieldhouse, but the fact that you limited them to really 29% from the floor in the entire game. They only shot 16 of 56 from the floor. They were 8 of 31 from the three-point line, only shooting 26%. And they did get 11 of 18 from the free throw line, only shooting 61%. So really, there was a stifling amount of defense from this Kansas team. And it's impressive to see 94 points, even going against, Green Bay. The fact that Kansas found a way to score 94 points is a pretty big deal. I'm just super excited about this team. There were a lot of things, too. There were, second chance points. Kansas had 8. The points in the paint, they had scored 38, and they had 24 points scored on fast breaks. So they really were, again, working fast, which is something we talked about. Bill Self, I think, is really going to have this team playing at a high rate, really kind of getting out and expanding the floor and allowing these guys to work. And, you kind of anticipate that playing a lesser opponent too. You really expect to get the ball, work out quick, and force the team to really kind of expand into their defense. And a lot of the time, Green Bay never found a way to really get into a defensive, kind of stance, and KU would take advantage of that. And so this game really was kind of out of hand for them. I'm just super impressed. This was a phenomenal basketball game in preparation for what will be North Carolina next. It will be coming up this Friday. I'm super excited to talk about that. It's going to be a great challenge. I'm really looking forward to it. We are going to Chapel Hill. We will be playing in North Carolina Stadium. It's going to be a tough challenge, ladies and gentlemen. So it was really nice to kind of get a couple games under our belt. Obviously, the exhibition, now our first official game, as we get ready and prepare for North Carolina, the Tar Heels, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good time. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought of this basketball game. Who was your standout player? Who did you enjoy watching? I really do appreciate all the love and support. You guys have been phenomenal for these KU videos. I love KU basketball. I love KU sports. So I'm going to continue pouring these on for you. It really means a lot to me for all the support. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I end every video the exact same way. Have a good day.